Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. We're here today live with this Cabral HouseCall every single weekend, trying to get to as many of our community's questions as possible. Typically, that's about a dozen questions over both Saturdays and Sundays. So if you're looking to read along with today's questions to see what has come in, head on over to stephencabral.com/2620, where we will be going over all of these questions. So yesterday, we had some great ones. Hopefully, you're able to tune into yesterday's show. We went over ADD, ADHD. We talked about HIIT-based training or workouts later at night, what to do. We also spoke about toxic and non-toxic cookware, what to look for. Went over Wim Hof-based breathing exercises. And we talked about long hauler issues with COVID. So for all those topics, and then, of course, everything else we go into, feel free to tune into that. That's at stephencabral.com/2619. That was yesterday's show. All right, let's get into your questions here today. Scrolling through to get to today's questions. Again, no prep work is done. What I like to do is this is my honest thoughts and opinion for your health-based issues based on 20 plus years of private practice and overseeing a very large team where we've now worked with well over 250,000, closer, I'm sure, well over now 300,000 plus client appointments. All right, let's get started. First question's from Toni. Toni says, my son, who is 36 years old, is having severe hives and woke up today with swollen face and lips. He went to the doctor and they gave him a steroid shot and hydroxyzine. They, of course, did not try to get to the root cause of the problem. These breakouts have been going on with increased severity for 3 weeks. The rash seems to be deep, starting out as dots and becoming one huge whelp. He did discover the laundry soap containing lavender was a major irritant, but even after eliminating this, the hives continue to get worse. Thank you in advance for answering this question. Okay, so totally understand. It looks like, and again, I have to always share the disclaimer, I can't provide you with any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, or medical diagnosis. Okay, that's not what this podcast is for. The idea is to get to the underlying root cause with you to figure out why these dis-ease states of the body may be occurring. So I want you to keep in mind that most laundry detergents, cleaning products, etc., that contain a scent is not actually a natural scent. It's a chemical scent. So I want us to be careful of even a lot of Epsom salts containing natural, or they won't say natural, but containing lavender. It's probably not real lavender, and that could be a major irritant. So in these cases, your son's 36, they could, and they can choose to, do a 21-day functional medicine detox. Okay, empty that rain barrel. That's one of the first places. Then, potentially, again, I can't give you medical advice, using a product like Hist Pro plus the immunity protocol. All right, so the daily nutritional support plus Hist Pro plus the immunity support. So you're getting your quercetin, vitamin C, your bromelain, your vitamin D, your zinc, that could help tremendously. While saying, okay, what did I change? Write down everything, even if you don't think it's a big deal, over the last 4 weeks. Did you start using a new nut butter, a new nut milk, a new protein, a new vegetable, a new whatever? Do you use a new air filter? Do you use a new alarm clock? It could be anything. You need to understand that variables are often the things that are a catalyst for change, whether positive or negative, so you want to know what those are. If he hasn't read the rain barrel effect, I would read the rain barrel. I mean, that's what we need to do, right? We need to begin to empty the rain barrel. So Toni, that's where I would get started. Hopefully that is helpful. Lori's up next. Lori says, I came across your podcast on liver detoxification and found it very enlightening. I located the detox you sell on your website and noticed the high level of vitamin B6. which is common in so many supplements. I struggle to understand this phenomenon. The recommended daily amount is between 1 to 3 milligrams, yet every supplement contains 50 grams or more. In Europe, the upper limit is 30 milligrams, and there have been cases of toxicity reported at low levels. I'd love more information on the consumption of this particular vitamin, as I know it's really important. Thank you. Okay, yeah, happy to help with this. So the first thing you want to understand is that the recommended daily, it's not amount, it's allowance. So like words are important. I just want to state that. That's the amount to prevent disease in the body. It does not mean optimal, right? So the allowance for vitamin D is like 400 IUs. It's changed now, it's 25 micrograms, right? Like that's the minimum that's needed. Okay, so we look at those and we say, great, that's the very least amount that you can have for like a vitamin C or vitamin D to prevent things like scurvy or rickets. But we're typically not dealing with those things as much. Now we're talking about optimal health. How do we find out what the right amount of vitamin, like something like B6 is? We run something called the Candida Metabolic and Vitamins Test, and it will tell you your levels of vitamin B6, and you're welcome to run that. You can just find them at stevencabral.com/labs. All these different labs, you can find your vitamin mineral levels. Then we look at what form of vitamin B6 are you taking. So for example, a lot of people know about folate. Well, if you take folic acid and you have a specific gene mutation called an MTHFR, it's a SNP, we won't get too deep into that today though, then you taking in folic acid, it would be toxic. But if you take in something called methylfolate, then your body can absorb it. For vitamin B6, an easier to absorb form of B6 is paradoxal 5-phosphate, P5P. So again, there are levels to this. There's kind of the peeling back of the onion. And most people do really well with 25 to 50 milligrams of vitamin B6 per day. Not everyone, but again, that's why functional medicine doctors, who are not everyone, but oftentimes formulators for these companies, scientists like with, again, pick your favorite company out there, they use these specific amounts. So we lowered our B6 a little bit on our daily nutritional support, which is contained in the detox. And we did that because we also want people to use the activated B complex if they need it, or others as well. So daily nutritional support is basically for everybody. And then you can do add-ons on top of that. So hopefully this helped to make a little bit more sense. And obviously always go with a good quality functional medicine formulated nutritional supplement in Europe, in the United States, in Australia, anywhere in the world. All right, Summer's up next. Summer says, hi, Doc. I really like the Ayurvedic Diagnostics podcasts. I have found, and diagnostics in air quotes, a little smiley face. Yes, it's because we're not diagnosing anything. I get it. I have found that when I search these charts online, they are all different. Would you be willing to post examples of the most accurate charts you've seen from your experience? I saw there is a chart on the tongue podcast page, but I would love a tongue chart that links up symptoms to visible signs on the body. A facial diagnostic chart and a fingernail chart. Hoping to get some clarity. Thank you for all you do. Okay, right, great question. I want to say that we've done everything except, have we done facial diagnostics? If we haven't, I'd like to do a podcast on that. We've done a fingernail one. We've done a tongue one. Don't know about facial. All right, so if you can't find those charts, please ask at cabralsupportgroup.com and we will show you where it links up to, okay? So like, for example, if you're talking about fingernails, all right, white spots on the fingernails, maybe a zinc deficiency or potential calcium. White lines across the nails would be more selenium. Ridges on the nails might be poor digestion. There's horizontal ridges and there's vertical ridges. So I think we have those covered. And I think that I need to get you a facial diagnostic chart, which we have not done yet. Now, facial is a little bit different. It correlates with organs, like organ systems of the body. And then there's another one based on cell salts, which is a little different. But I don't work with cell salts anymore because I didn't see it move the needle. So if I don't see people getting well with using those things, then I don't use them. Because again, it's always about getting people results. But it still makes sense. But I want to go more for an organ-based one. All right, so I'll definitely help out on that for sure. And then I've recommended a lot of Ayurvedic books in the past. and you're welcome to ask on those as well. Or more so, I teach them inside of IHP. So if you really want to get in depth, I would check out integrativehealthpractitioner.org for all the details. All right, Karen's up next. I have a friend that keeps getting cancer. How can I help her get rid of it for good? She is done with chemo and radiation. They are no longer working. Thank you. Okay, so cancer really is the rain barrel at its greatest stage, right? So like that's its worst stage, is malignant cells of the body that are not getting the signal from the body to basically die as they start to mutate, right? It's called apoptosis. And those cancer cells basically signal that off. They continue to grow and multiply, becoming their own living thing in the body and taking over. So if your friend has not read The Rain Barrel Effect, I recommend that. The next thing I recommend is potentially going to a institute like the Gerson Institute, or even maybe like Hippocrates, or what's another one? There's Gerson Plus, there's Hippocrates, there's Cancer Centers of America, which is a little bit different. I would read over the website Cancer Tutor. I would look at a lot more, because I don't even know what type of cancer your friend has, as to what's going on. And then I would work on emptying that rain barrel. Are there heavy metals? Are there viruses? Are there immune issues? Is there gut dysfunction? And I would just go down the line. I mean, we're not providing, again, cancer treatment, but run the Big 5 labs. Like, that's my first thing. Do the 21D detox. That's second. Then the third is then begin your personalized protocols to help rebalance your body. That's what I'm looking at, for sure. All right, so that's the place to get started. So Stacy is up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I have a quick question on your opinion of high oxalate foods. I feel I may have an allergy to them, so I bought the book Toxic Superfoods by Sally Norton. And it's making a lot of sense. I have to stay away from high histamine foods due to MCAS, which is mast cell activation syndrome. My ability to eat an assortment of food is becoming smaller and smaller. I've run the Big 5 on removing the allergy foods, but I'm sensitive to other foods that did not show up in the allergy test. I love your DNS shake and drink it every morning, but I've been noticing that I'm a little bloated each day still. I'm confused on what the body can tolerate now. I did the Big 5, did not show candida. Should I try removing all oxalate foods for a period of time in your opinion? Thanks so much. Okay, so, all right. The thing is this, I don't love these books on toxic superfoods and all that. They're more marketing than anything else. I don't know who the author is, and I'm not, as they say, throwing any shade their way. I'm not. If the body is not able to tolerate certain foods, it is almost always a gut issue, microbe issue in the gut, and intestinal permeability issue. So like, first and foremost, unless the author has run tens of thousands of labs and seen people heal, they just say, oh, use a conventional medicine approach. If you're sensitive to this, just eliminate it. Oh, and if you're sensitive to everything, just eliminate everything. I've had the benefit of seeing hundreds of thousands of people in my practice with my team, and people coming in and only can eat 6 foods. So should I write a book, The Only 6 Foods That You Should Eat? And again, I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek, but I don't want to offend anyone who writes books like this, whether it's The Plant Paradox or Toxic Superfoods or any one of these. It doesn't help people. It doesn't help people to just eliminate every food that they're sensitive to. Should you eliminate foods that you're sensitive to? Yes. Is that the end goal? No. It's like, oh, you have high cholesterol, so you take a statin. Is that the end goal? Hopefully not. You have high blood pressure, too, so you take a calcium channel blocker or a diuretic. Is that the end goal? No, hopefully not. Maybe you need to for a period of time. I get it, while working on the underlying root cause. Books like this are not helping people, they're only confusing people. I ask my colleagues in this field, please, stop confusing people. Talk to people, yes, about sensitivities, but tell them about the underlying root cause. The problem is most doctors, they've not been taught to look for the underlying root cause. They've been taught to find these symptoms and palliate them, right? I get it, I understand, but we have to do better. That's the bottom line. So I myself had mastocytosis, mast cell activation syndrome. I understand. I'm genetically predisposed to lots of mast cell production. So I get it. Do I have to stay away from every high histamine food? No. Do I think it's a good idea for me to drink red wine with like aged meat at a meal? Absolutely not, right? So I don't do that. So, but the thing is, I can still have some histamine foods. Why? Well, after a period of time, I eliminated those. I fixed my gut. I got rid of my H. pylori, my candida overgrowth, my SIBO, and then sealed up my gut, helped balance my Th1 to Th2 immune system, and then I can eat them again. Did that happen overnight? No. Was it worth it? Yes. And now I no longer have seasonal allergies like I once did. So again, should I just take Sudafed or Claritin or Zyrtec or any one of these for the rest of my life and an inhaler? No. That's hopefully not the goal. So again, this is a long-winded answer, but what I wanted to share with you is that there's always an answer. You may have to eliminate foods in the beginning, but if you get bloating and you have issues and it's just not showing it on the organic acids test or AKA the Candida metabolic and vitamins test, it doesn't mean that you may not still want to do a CBO protocol. If you get bloating, if you get issues, there might still be something there and you're not showing it on a lab test because maybe there's not as much intestinal permeability. That's a good thing if there's not. So we always teach all of our integrative health practitioners and our coaches, you do not base your protocol on the lab test alone. It's very important, and it catches things that we would never know about. Every once in a while, someone still exhibits the symptoms. It may not be showing up on that lab. Let's work with the person, not just the numbers. So you very well maybe want to do the CBO protocol. You very well may want to do that. And again, I can't make any medical recommendations, things like that, but might be the place to go. And then you ease these things back in. So yeah, sorry, that was a long answer, but I just want people to understand there's a lot of marketing in this industry. I get it. I understand. I don't want to inhibit anybody's ability to create a career or make money. It's not about that. It's just I want people to know it's not all surface level. Peel back the onion. Understand what the underlying root cause is. Fix that, and you'll fix all of these symptoms. Not overnight, but you will. You'll absolutely make it happen. All right. I'm going to keep it at that. I like how we ended there. I think it kind of talks to the industry as a whole, and I think hopefully a lot of people can use that and gain benefit from it. So thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to be back tomorrow with a brand new week of the Cabral Concept, starting with our Mindset and Motivation Monday. Don't miss it, everybody. Take care. Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues? After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it. For details, head over now to stevencabral.com/courses.